Hi, hello. I'm gonna try and make this as quick as possible, so I'm gonna go straight into the game. So more or less, this is the idea I have in mind. But first of all, let me just open this. We can start with Portugal. So, what's the point? I mean, what's the goal here? The goal here is to make a hot seat that it's different from the other hot seats. So far, wait, 52. So far, we've been having hot seats where it's AR or it's manual, but most of the battles are always easy to play. And even the overall hot seats that we play, the battles are easy to play. You know, with one general you can win things, and you almost never have interesting battles. So this is what I tried to change here. So have some fun, interesting battles. I even ask gunners, added gunners, like when is the last time we fought with gunners? Where is the last time we saw dismounted feudal knight? I even tried to give them some ballistas just for fun. They're like Mongols ballistas, but I wasn't able to. So that's the idea. The idea is for it to be more battles. Now I get there's too many rebels. So let me explain the rebels we have, and then we can take some of them off. They aren't touching each other. Okay. So I want to mirror both places, and due to the distance, maybe we give paved roads to Marrakesh and we give paved roads to Algiers. Okay? To try and combat this distancing. So let's go straight into it. So if you're Portugal, you have two things that you can do. You can attack this one dude, or you can walk through it in 2 turns and not attack it. The rebel will never attack you. Here it's the same. You can walk through this guy, you can attack this guy, you can attack this guy with 2 forces, assuming he doesn't retreat. You know, okay, so let's do the simulation as Portugal. You go here, you have your first battle. Here's the first battle, you win. Now in manually, and I don't know which difficulty I picked, if I picked very hard, but in manually you are generally able to get better results, especially because in manual you're gonna have the crappier units die. My idea is AR, it's a little bit harder to get as good results as in manually. Now, do you have to make several manual battles? I mean, not really. I don't know how other people play, but I know my skills in manual, and I know if I got a good result or not. And the results tend to be the same. So I killed one person here. If I want to go to Lisbon, I have to go all the way. Now if I want to go, I see what Mary is saying. Now here I go to Toledo. Now yes, Lisbon you have to attack here also, and I do get the point that Moors don't have to. So if we want, we can take the initial first rebels, which will make people happy. So I do get Merriger's point. He was trying to emphasize. Maybe I'll put this general back here. So I'll still have to fix that, because I saw what Merriger was trying to explain how we need to do both battles. But let's just keep on going. We can try maybe and push this guy a little bit out. Let me see if that works. Yeah. So we could just push this guy 1 step back, and you get 2 guys to go. So this guy goes 1 step here. Okay. So if we do this, it's fixed. So from Lisbon you have to fight 1 guy, 2 guys, you get to Lisbon. Moors need to fight 1 guy here, another guy here, they get Cordoba. So Cordoba and Lisbon are twin cities. You can try quick route through here, but that means you have to do a second battle. That's up to you if you want to attack or not. Algiers, Moors can go. By the way, you cannot use these lands over here. So everything that's here that has this soil, it cannot be used. So that's just a rule. I could just fill this with rebels, but you cannot use this. So for Algiers, you have to go for all the bridges, and you get here. Now I took them out of bridges, so it's fun, nicer battles. And there's like 3 spots here, so you can just pass this guy in 3 turns. The same way you can do it in other places, okay? Or you can just fight. So Algiers goes to Pamplona. That's the idea. Then we level the cities up. Zaragoza becomes Granada. Or you can switch. Zaragoza can be Algiers, Granada can be Pamplona. It's irrelevant. But if I want to use a hero, I had to do 1 battle here, another battle here, Pamplona. 1 battle here, another battle here, Granada. More 1 battle, and I got Zaragoza. More 1 battle, and you got Algiers. So they have to do the same amount of battles. So if you do 3 battles, you get Pamplona, Zaragoza. If you do 4 battles, my dog is here. If you do 4 battles, you get Lisbon, Pamplona, Zaragoza. If you do 4 battles, you get Cordoba, Granada, and Algiers. If you guys think 4 is too much, we can just delete the starting rebels. Although the starting rebels is fun because you get the battle, you know, right in the start. But if you guys feel there's too much rebels, you take them off. Now to Toledo. To Toledo, you need to do 2 battles. This battle here, you arrive to Toledo. Maybe, you know, with Cordoba you also have to do 2 battles. This battle here, this battle here. So this guy is if you want to do a round. So this rebel can go a square back, I think. To give it, no, there's no need to go a square back. It's fine here. So you know, these guys are just to like prevent someone from going to Valencia or prevent someone from doing Pamplona and then getting a free Toledo. So I'm forcing the players to at least do 1 battle in each place. These guys here are just to block this passage, to avoid a quick battle, okay? So they are here just, you know, to block these 2 paths. A player can just opt to leave them alive the whole game. These rebels over here, so if you go to Lisbon, you did 1 battle here, another battle here, you got Lisbon. Moors, they did a battle here, another battle here, they got Cordoba. Now they have here enemy in the middle of a bridge, so it's even a bridge battle. So this is where things go into play. Someone can opt to fight the bridge battle and unlock this pathway, but if he's gonna do the fight, he's gonna be the one losing the main, you know. So that can be a little bit mind game. Okay, Portugal has Lisbon, the Moors have Cordoba. Do they leave this guy alive? Do they take this guy out? Do they want to take this guy out and make a passage through here? So that goes into the player's plan. So do they want to leave this blocked forever? You know, so that's like a trick. Does Moor want to take Granada, take Cordoba, and take this path over to Valencia, and now take this path underneath and leave this guy protecting Granada from this side? You know, does Portugal want to be the ones losing men, killing these rebels to be able to attack Granada from behind? You know, so all of this goes into play with what I'm trying to make here, which is the rebels are being used as blocking tools. The rebels are being used as strategic. If someone takes Valencia, for them, if I'm Portugal and I'm going from the north, I kill this guy, I have Valencia. Do I want to kill this El Cid to attack Granada from this side, or Cordoba from here? Or do I want to leave El Cid protecting me and take my men around to go to Toledo? So there's basically 4 points of attack. There's this one that is well defended. There's the Lisbon Cordoba. There's the Cordoba Toledo, and there's the Valencia Cordoba, if you want to call it that way. So people can opt if they want to unblock, and unblocking costs resources. They cost men. You have 2 armies, and that's basically your currency. So the armies are your currency. You start with these armies. You're able to kill most of the rebels with them, but you need to start producing more. The idea is it won't be easy to take this El Cid army from here. You will have to be debating with yourself, do I want to kill El Cid? Do I want to kill El Cid here? Do I want to be able to attack the Moors from here? So there's more into play than just, okay, I'm gonna make a fort here and I'm gonna use my movement points to attack the enemy. So the rebels bring something into the game where unblocking them makes it hard. Then you also have a different thing. The money, I increase the King's Purge. You're obviously losing money at start, but you'll be able to get money as soon as you lose some men and as soon as you take some cities. I also made this guy here to be a family member defending the city of Lyon. So he's defending Lyon. He has crappy movement points, and he's very good inside the city. That's just to make more money and to make regicide harder, and also to increase population. Cities massive, even if you have high taxes, 6.5 population growth. The buildings are also cheaper because he has things that make the buildings cheaper. So you can actually spend money on making a mines. That might actually make sense, making some mines. Making some markets might actually start making some sense in the long run. If you think the turns are gonna last more than 50 turns, maybe it's already beneficial. The mines, ideally they take 70 turns to pay your money back. Now it's quicker with this guy. They might only take 15 turns or even less. Obviously it's gonna be less. They might only take 10 turns to pay your money back. So it will, there's some advantage of finally making buildings, given it just have that advantage in Lyon and Marrakesh, but you finally got an advantage. Maybe with roads, having good roads here will improve the problems of mobility to and from Algiers, and having no roads here, even if it's not the rule, at start, that's gonna take some time. It's gonna take 3 turns for people to get to Pamplona. Let's see the things from the Muslim perspective, just so we open it. I want to make the faction as I want people to be happy with both factions. So the Moors, you have fear of battle. Now the Moors might be a little bit harder to get an auto-resolve battle, but if you save load enough times, you actually do get similar results than the Portuguese. The Portuguese just get auto-resolve battles a little bit easier, but again, I gave them more experience. Manually fight them. I'm making incentives for people to manually fight the battles. So let's just make a road here and see how this looks. So now you take 4 turns to get to Cordoba. To Algiers, you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns to get to Algiers. If they get roads, now all of a sudden from 4 you get to Cordoba in 3 turns. Algiers, you get to Algiers in 5 turns, and this doesn't have roads. Maybe the 5 turns go to 4, or even if they don't go to 4, they get close to it, when this finally has roads. To Lisbon it takes a little bit longer. You can opt to go a quicker route this way, but you have to fight another guy. So Portugal doesn't necessarily, if we have roads here, if we have paved roads, they even go quicker. I want to negate this transportation aspect that Merger correctly pointed out. Maybe roads will make going from Marrakesh to Algiers as quick as going from Lyon to Pamplona, and we give them this advantage. Same goes from Lyon to Lisbon and Cordoba. I guess Lyon, they can reach Toledo quicker. That's true. But here's what happens if you're the Portuguese guy, and maybe you decide, okay, I want to go to Toledo and Cordoba quick. I want to do that quick. I want to do that expedient. I want to get Cordoba before the Moors. If you do that, you actually have to fight one battle here, another battle here, another battle here. So you're already fighting 3 battles, and you still have to take this the garrison. You know. So and you also have some delay because there's no roads here. So all of this is trying to be balanced out, and we can play around with roads, the starting roads. There's no roads up here, there's roads here. It creates some advantage to the Moors. Obviously Leon can make a road on turn 1, but you know, there's certain advantage. Or we don't give them brothels, and Leon has to opt if he wants to do an artillery thingamajig before, or he wants to spend 1 turn doing roads. So all of this goes into play. The rebels, can we take the rebels in the start? Yes, if you guys are happy that there's less rebels. But again, you don't need to fight all of the rebels. This rebel never needs to die. You only need to kill one of these 2 rebels. You only need to kill one of these 3 rebels. You only need to kill one of these 4 guys. You know, there's almost... Technically, you don't need to kill anyone because you can just pass the rebels if you want to just waste time doing that. You can siege these. They will, the settlements will, I mean, they are gonna get improved, but if you were to siege Cordoba for 8 turns with 1 unit, you'll get Cordoba after 8 turns, so you don't even need to fight the city's garrison. So there's a lot of things that go into play. Then the cities can be leveled up a little bit. So once your armies die fighting the rebels, which is my idea, that these armies are gonna by the time you meet a human player, these armies are gonna be weaker, but you're already producing new armies from here, you know. This level up might give you more options, and the point is, you are having fun. They are fun battles. Doing this siege, doing this battle, it's a fun battle. Playing against them, and you get better results doing that than just spamming Control-Safe, Control-L. At least I hope. I gave threats on purpose. If you guys notice, I gave them more defending positions. So when the human players attacks you, you have more defensive. I gave him more defensive capabilities, so AR is harder. L-seeds are inside these cities, so these cities are gonna increase the population size. By the time you get to the cities, you know, there's some nice population growth that you have. And yeah, I need to take this guy out. Yeah, look, the population growth 6. You can obviously improve that. And the idea is, I don't know how to change the population number, so you know, and even if I did, it gives you population growth. I want to create an incentive to keep this guy here. I also want to use this guy for you to have more money to balance your treasury, for you to actually spend some money on maybe buildings. Maybe we redo the maps and it's worth. So this is basically the idea. I don't want to make this video too long. It's already kind of longish now, but the overall arcing idea is the units will be able to fight the rebels. You have rebel battles, you have some interesting siege battles. I mean, then again, even if you do it's human versus human, so yes, do you want to try and have the best results with these troops? Yes, you do, but you also know that if you go to your enemy, by the time you fight another human player, if you have this army, or if you have this army, it's almost the same versus another human, you know. So you want to keep the army alive to be able to kill the rebels, you know. And then imagine if you go with both of your armies through Lisbon, and Portugal only sends one army to Lisbon and sends the other one to Pamplona, but the Moors opt to send both armies to Lisbon. Maybe Portugal human player might not be able to win it manually versus 2 strong Moors armies, you know. So it creates this aspect which we are making this hot seat more manual based. So there is a lot of incentives for people to do manual battles, the siege battles, which are fun to play. Let me see if I can show you guys a siege battle quickly. Let me just show you guys a siege battle. So you need to do the siege. There's no way you're gonna win this battle versus this guy, even it shows 1-1. You need to do the siege. I'll even buy, you cannot buy mercs, but I'll just buy for the sake of the argument. And if you see, so you have a general. You have here a general. This general has some moral. This general is not as strong as this general here. I took some of the morals away, but it's still a good general, and he's a little bit easier to get killed now. These guys, I made them hard to die in battle, so you don't just snipe the general. You actually have to do the battle. And here, look, you have some peasants. They are not that hard to kill, but they'll do some fights. If you wanna force them to sally out, they will be a good versus your cavalry. I made here some strong units, so if you actually wanna trick the rebels into sallying out to attack your general, you're gonna have a problems killing these guys. You're gonna have problems killing these guys. You are gonna run these guys easily over with cavalry, but I still try to make them anti-cavalry, but which they are not really anti-cavalry, but you know, you're gonna kill them easy, but you're not gonna kill the pikemen easy. You can kill them from behind, yes. You're not gonna kill them easy. You're not gonna rout them easy, you know. So it's not gonna just be, if you force these guys to sally out of the gates, you're actually gonna have a hard problem fighting them. You're not gonna be able to win this with just with the spy opening gates and just a general. These guys are not gonna retreat in the first hit. They will stay and fight. You can try and outflank them, yes you can, and you can try and steal the town square and just set the timer out. You can do that, but what's the problem with that? You're actually gonna have these cavalries. Your general bodyguards can win versus these cavalries, but you still have to take these guys in the town center. You know, they will still put a fight. They will still fight against you. They are still some strong general bodyguards. You know, you still have to deal with them, so you cannot just snatch it. You could do a way where you can kill this Byzantium cavalry. They are going to be harassing you, so that's going to be somewhat annoying if you want to force sally them out. Even if you fight them inside the city, they still have some armor, you know, but they are fun, because when you actually do the battle, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see these guys in the wall, you're gonna see these guys in the street. They have some archers, so you actually have a fun, interesting battle to do, and you're not gonna be able to AR your way out of it. So you know, it creates a fun battle for you to actually play, and that's the objective. It's for you to actually have a proper siege battle. When's the last time we actually had a siege battle? You know, that's the idea. Have a siege battle. Actually have a fun siege battle, which is not a bunch of militia. You're just gonna stuck your general in the corner, wait for them to get out, just run them over and win. You actually have a battle to do. You actually have to send troops up the walls. You actually have, and by the way, and I made your generals, let me pick a new general. I made your generals, the moral for the units are high. Morals, they have good morals, and they don't die easy, because I know people are gonna repeat the battles if they lose their generals. You have some good starting generals, so you don't need to farm for generals. You don't even get to farm for generals, so because you won't get many of the hours in the start. So you actually have fun generals that the units will actually fight. Even when you get your crappy spearmen later on, they will still go up the ladders and they will still fight, because your generals have good morals, so they will keep the units fighting. So you won't have the problem which you have in medieval, which you don't have in the DAC and in Game of Thrones, where the unit just retreats in the first hit, you actually have a battle to do. And that's the overall idea. What's the idea about this round? The idea about this round is more manually focused, and for you to actually be able to win manual battles. The battles aren't impossible to win. They are feasible. You can win them. You can win them better than auto-resolving them. You don't need to be the best player. I mean, you need to know the basics, you know. Attack the units with units from behind. Have the horses attack from behind. Attack with units from the front. Have the horses attack from behind. So you actually have an entertaining gameplay to actually do here. And that's about it. I already finished. I just want to see if someone is saying anything in the video. I don't know why my voice gets like so high pitched. Let me just say if there's any comment. Hello there. Go in hot seat. No. In bridge battles. Yes. Answering now. So you're Total War Master. Hi. Thanks for watching this, and I'm sorry. I hope I didn't make this like super boring. Hello there. I mean, there's only gonna be one bridge battle, which is this bridge battle. I took these guys from the bridge battle. There's no other bridge battle here. There's these bridge battles you don't need to do. I placed them here kind of to block this path. So that was more or less the idea, to block it. So it's kind of boring, these bridge battles, because bridge battles are a little bit more boring and kind of get easy once you have a catapult. So the only bridge battle you actually need to do is this bridge battle, which I had to put him in the bridge to make it fair for both sides. So you only have actually one bridge battle. People are discouraged to take this route, because if you're Moors and you wish to take this route up, you have to fight two bridge battle. That's hard. That's like complicated. That's not necessarily easy, you know. So that goes to my point. If you have Moors and you wanna go up here, you have to fight both of them. I mean, Jesus Christ, you know, that's kind of like, that's too much trouble, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe you wanna do a sneak attack and go from behind. You know, maybe that's the idea. Go from behind, do a sneak attack, kill all of them, and attack Leon from behind. Next question. Yes, Algiers, we need to improve roads. It's a big distance from Marrakesh to Algiers. It's a big distance to go back. We need to have like paved roads, so we do this quickly. Right now, in a unit walk, I don't know, because I need paved roads here. Tahar. Let me try that out. Sorry. Oh. What happened? Let me just see how it's gonna look after. We can even have paved roads, so now we just have these crappy roads. Yeah, we need to make Algiers interesting. So if there's dirt roads, this is not even paved roads. So if there's dirt roads in both, let's see how it looks. You're gonna take 4 turns to get there. If there's paved, they're gonna be quicker. So this is what really matters. From Algiers to Marrakesh, you need 3 turns. If we have paved roads here, that's gonna be way quicker. Don't forget, it also takes some time from Lyon to Pamplona. It takes 3 turns. So if we have paved roads, that might fix the Algiers problems. Next questions. Back 14 near a fort with a rebel army. I see, but it only happens here. So if you were to make a fort, let me try that out. So, well, that's you got here first, and that's the point. They can do it on the other side. First of all, you fix this problem easy, because if you attack from inside the fort, like I'll show you. You can attack from inside the fort. So imagine Portugal has a fort in the other side. You know, it's similar, and you attack from inside the fort. You kill the guy. Your unit is here. And then you can go and kill Portugal's fort, you know, and attack with a ballista or with spy. But that's only fort battle we actually have. But that's the same. Can you go here and make a fort here? Yes, you can. But then Portugal can also touch you, you know. I mean, you got there first, but that's the point. You're playing with the rebels, so it's on the same side, you know. So it's the same for one, and it's the same for another one. That can be a tactic. You can wish to try and block this with a fort, like you do it anyway with a fort. But now, if you are blocking this with a fort and the fort only has 1 unit, and Portugal comes with half an army, Portugal can actually normal siege the fort and try and win, and Portugal can actually win that battle. Yes, I meant to make not some generals. I made to make the generals inside the city to have spear militia as it. The reason is I don't want this general to be used. I really want to discourage people from using the family member inside the Marrakesh. All generals are exactly the same in terms of traits. Obviously the faction leader and faction heir, they have the faction leader and faction heir trait. The general has spear militia. Why does it have? Because I want him to stay inside. Look, just see the difference from him being inside the city and outside before we even build mines. Look the money difference. So he's good to be inside. I even gave him like bad movement points. I want to discourage regicide because generals are going to be key. You have 4 family members. If you don't want to consider that general, you have 4 family members and 2 generals. That's going to be like the core. Losing a general, there's going to be a big problem here if you do lose a general. And yes, they are supposed to be spears. They are supposed also to get a free upkeep, to stay inside the city. I want to discourage them to leave the city. They give so many traits. They give, as I mentioned, they give the great builder, so it can make sense now actually building stuff. And I even want to give them another trait that decreases the construction cost. So if I can give them an auxiliary that decreases the construction cost, awesome. Why not have construction? That's my point. How do I make this hot seat different from another hot seat? Give it different stuff. Make constructing a mine actually worth your money now. Constructing a mine can actually be beneficial, you know, especially if we upgrade him with some auxiliaries, which I don't want to give him in the future. Next questions. Owner. Yes. No rebels. I'm reading as I go around. Yeah, no rebels will sally out. So you can actually go Algiers and take the settlement once it in 6 turns. So rebels will never sally out. You can actually send a horse forward, have a horse siege it with normal siege equipment. By the time the army gets there, you can actually siege the city, you know. So if you go with a horse, I'll exemplify. Send a horse to Cordoba, have it siege, have it already be making siege weapons, you know. It's already making bad example because he doesn't. Okay, have a horse make the siege weapon, you know. One turn, the rebels are not gonna be selling out. So next turn you have your army come and you actually have a siege weapon. You know, if your spy was not successful to open the gates, you can actually start the battle if you wish to do that. Again, the way the settlement is defended, it's gonna be hard for a spy to open the gates and for you to actually win, because all of the troops are gonna be inside the city. I'm actually encouraging people to make siege equipment. I actually even encourage people to make siege equipment because if you notice, your generals get a cool trait which is plus 20 building points. So you actually get to make cool siege equipments. You actually get to make a siege equipment battle. When's the last time you actually have a battle where you're actually using the ladders and you're actually using the battery rams and you're actually using the towers to take a city? You know, let me I want to like show you like how a battle might look. Let me go back to the start, and I also want to see if there's more questions. Cordoba. The battle at Lyon, no, it's not a bridge battle. Cordoba is not a bridge battle, this one here. Okay, yeah, I actually let me see if you're still here. You're still hearing. Yeah, so I wanna actually pop, let's pop here a battle. Cordoba, move, character. Miss War. And I wrote here, Cordoba, 7-1, 7-9. Oh fuck. Okay, Cordoba. I wrote them down. Oh, that should work. Alright. So let's actually see how a battle looks. By the way, see? The fact that he has all of these extra building points, he can actually do a battle. And let's see how a normal battle looks. I'm not actually going to play the battle, I'm just going to open it. By the way, you wouldn't be able to win. Let's see, how to resolve this. You lose 500. But you're gonna lose way more less men. And this is with a full army. But you're gonna lose way less men if you manually battle it. Why? Because I gave him defensive capabilities. So let's just see how they look. Now I get your point, your Total War Master. Too many rebels. And but you don't need to fight all of the rebels. And some of the rebels are placed strategically on certain points along the map. So you have that debate with yourself if you want to fight the rebel and unlock that pathway, unlock that corridor to your enemy, or if you want to keep the rebel alive. So that's a new decision you have to do. That's different from other hot seats. You actually have to opt, do I fight the rebel? Yes or no? And if you still think there's too many rebels, we can just take the starting rebels in the start of the game, the ones that start near Marrakesh and Lyon. But okay, so let's just see how. I'm not actually gonna do the battle, but I'm just gonna place them. So I mean, you actually have a siege battle. You know, you actually get to play a siege battle, and the units even get nicer. Look how the units get positioned. I'm just gonna move this. The units actually get positioned nicely, and they are not that hard to kill because they are peasants after all. I mean, they aren't crappy peasants, and they will retreat. Look, but you see how nice they get? You have the archers in front. By the way, castles and obviously cities, they place the armies differently, as you might expect. Castles, they have more troops in the ground, and if you attack with a full force or with less troops, but like, you actually have stuff here to do. You actually have the guys that are gonna jump from the walls, and you actually have some archers. Not many archers, but you have some archers. Even the archers, by the way, more archers have higher range than the Portuguese archers. But the rebel archers, and I make this certain, the rebel archers, they have high range. Okay, so if you're the rebels, you are never ever gonna be able to just kill all of the rebels with your archers, because if they, let's say a land battle, the AI is stupid, the AI doesn't move and they stay still. I gave the rebels archers with enough range to actually attack your men, so they are not just like lying there just getting hit with arrows and they eventually die. So I gave them good range archers. The Moors have very good archers in terms of range. You know, and like for the first time you're actually having, you're actually having a fight. You're actually having something to do. And by the way, and I'm open to the idea of changing these guys from being horses. I'm down to change them to like normal units if we decide to do that. But I like the archers, the horses. Look, and if you go in, you actually have stuff to do. They actually attack you, like you're actually going down. You're actually like seeing fights happening. It's easier in certain points. Like look how the peasants quickly fall, but you still get hit by the towers, but you have good armor. So there's actually a battle. The horses, as expected, they will just go into your spears, but they have armor because I know they are gonna do that. So yes, you can kill them with spears, but they still have some armor and they still have like good attack. So like you actually have a battle to do. You actually have stuff to do. You actually have like an interesting, this is not hard to take this city. But you actually have to fight for it. You actually get to see your units go down and your units like kill the generals. Can you win with less than 500 casualties? Yes, you can. You can easily win with less than 500 casualties. That was just an experience, and I mean, obviously this depends on how people play. But yes, you can win with less than 500 casualties. You can just spread your units like to take. Like I'm doing a full frontal assault, and I'm not playing this battle. I'm just showing. But if you were to just put ladders here, you could like take the city easier, and you can definitely get. And again, I was using a full army. You won't have a full army every single time. So if you have less units, because if you think about it, going forward, these units are gonna die, and you're gonna have normal spear units. Castles are way easier to take in auto resolve. I believe a normal, reasonable player playing a manual battle is able always to get a better result than a auto resolve battle. I strongly think that we can try with this guy. Take Algiers. Move character. Tahar. Again, we can have a cool siege battle. I'm just gonna auto resolve it. Don't accept princes, by the way. You don't want to have kids. Oh, by the way, I also make them all infertile. So the chances of them getting kids are super low. The reason is I don't want kids taking up slots, because if you end up losing your main, I want you to be able to get man of the hour somehow. I don't want to have you full of kids. See? Taking castles is gonna be super hard for you to do. So it's gonna be like super hard for you to take any castle. Auto resolve. It's because of the way the mechanic works, and this is even a weak castle. See, 600. And when this castle levels up, it's gonna be harder. I mean, you can, but it's way easier. The fights are not that hard. If you think about it, it's not a hard battle to do manually, and you are gonna get easy results just doing the proper manual battle than if you auto resolve it. That's my idea. Okay, I think I already made this video too long. That's about it. I don't have nothing else to add. Do you have any final questions? And again, yes, you can do that. By the way, I made it possible. It takes a long time, by the way, but you can get through all of the rebels. You can take all of this without any problem. Look, so you can send this guy to take Toledo. It's gonna take longer because you need to physically do past the rebels, but you can do this. Look. And after 8 turns, this city is gonna be yours. Now, obviously, the Portuguese are gonna do something about that, but you can do that. That's possible. You don't need to send an army versus Algiers if you wanna just take time. Again, Algiers is gonna have paved roads, so sending an army there and back, and Marrakesh also might make it quicker. You know, because you don't want to waste a whole army just taking Algiers, but you can just send an army. You can send an army past this guy over here and take Algiers. You don't need to kill this rebel seto guy. You can just like walk through it. It takes you 3 turns to do that, but you can. So you can send a force just big enough to take Algiers, knowing Algiers is gonna be well defended, and then you get to make troops. You know. You get to be able to make troops, and that's it. And again, the same with Pamplona. And I get Algiers is far. We improve that. We make paved roads here. We make paved roads here. There's no roads here. We already improved that transaction, that speed movement. Okay, that's basically it. Thank you, your Total War Master. I'm gonna just improve here one or another thing. And I'm gonna send, I'm just gonna improve that rebel location. Thank you for watching. Sorry I made this long. I tried to do as quick as I could.